Welcome to the Nutrition That Really Works podcast. The podcast that embraces Hippocrates' quote, "Let food be thy medicine." Today you're going to learn some cutting-edge information about how to achieve and maintain your great health as we answer your nutrition and health-related questions. Commentators are not medical doctors, and no medical claims are being stated, and the information presented is for personal research and investigational purposes only. This information has not been evaluated by Health Canada, the FDA, the FTC, the USDA, and is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease. This program does not represent Bring Your Research Labs USA. Everybody, welcome to Nutrition That Really Works. I'm your nutrition expert, Brian Gangle from bgangel.com. We're so glad that you could take time out of your busy schedule to join us once again for today's fabulous episode where we're going to talk all about one of the true superfoods, Kaffir. You're going to absolutely love it. And if you're new to Nutrition That Really Works, welcome aboard. And make sure you subscribe to the podcast and make sure you hit that notification bell so that when a new episode drops, you can be the first on the block to get this great information. Now, before we dive into today's episode, I want to talk to you all about our live events. You got to come on out to one of our live events. You're going to absolutely love it. And we have a whole series of them happening this spring in the Toronto, Ontario, Canada area. So, first and foremost, it's our Life Frequency live health lecture series. This takes place every Tuesday night in March 2020. And of course, this is an amazing event because what life frequencies are is a focus in on the understanding of how energy and electricity is at the heart of the healing process. We also spotlight unique modalities and lots of new technologies that can aid you in increasing the human condition, namely your vibration and energy flow. And after these classes, you're going to attract a lot of like-minded individuals. You're going to make a lot of new friends. You're going to have a lot of fun at Life Frequency. Class number 1 is all about metaphysical healing, and I'll deliver a workshop on quantum physics, a crash course on quantum physics. You're going to absolutely love Class 1. It features our very special guests, Peter and Ursula Schnell from Litos Crystals. Class number 2 has our good friend Professor George Grant talking about energy medicine, and I'll be delivering a workshop also on quantum physics and muscle testing technologies. Class number 3 is going to be the Vastu Energy Workshop, where you'll learn how to utilize the source energies to achieve outrageous health and outrageous wealth. And you can learn more about that at our sister podcast, Vastu Secrets. Class 4 brings Dr. Marcel Wolf in to deliver his life frequency class called Frequency Matters, and also I'll be delivering a workshop on light energy as well, and Bioptron, that famous light that's used in the hospitals in Europe, will be in the house for you to sample and try on class number 4. Class number 5 will bring our good friends Ray and Angela Shim from Heart Sense Purpose, as they'll be delivering a lecture and workshop on essential oils, and I'll be delivering another lecture and workshop on, of course, ancient arts, including mud packing technologies and so much more. All of these 5 classes you've got to attend. Life Frequency Health Lecture Series in March, Tuesday nights, and 2020 is going to be off to a great start. You can get details and tickets over at eventbrite.portal and key in the Toronto area under the search menu, Life Frequencies. And of course, our big event of the year, our extravaganza blockbuster, the National Conference of Traditional Healing, featuring the Legends of Health. Over 30 plus international world-class speakers will be descending on Toronto April 30th, May 1, 2, and 3. We'll also be delivering 24 information-rich 2-hour workshops and then 6 full-day professional courses, 3 mini-summits within the conference, including the Holistic Diabetes Solutions Summit, live healing night featuring legend himself, Rabbi Gabriel Cousins, Master Francesco Quintero from the Canadian Tao Association delivering a lecture on Tao calligraphy. We're going to have Mr. Michael Moon in delivering some incredible sound healing from the Sound Healing Workshop. and so many other amazing guest speakers. That's on World Healing Night on Thursday, April 30th. And then we have our cancer prevention series with some incredible speakers. We have Dr. Ralph Moss and, of course, Dr. Akbar Khan from MedCore Cancer Centers. Now, some of the other headliners on the National Conference of Traditional Healing include the legend himself, T. Colin Campbell, best-selling author of The China Study and Whole from Cornell University, the Clements, Brian and Anna Maria from Hippocrates Health Institute, Jackie Harvey delivering an expert talk on hormones for health for women, Mindy Blackstein, Jeffrey Kipple from Fame Media, Dr. Daryl Wolf delivering 4 workshops here at the conference, Dame Dr. Sheila McKenzie, president of the World Organization of Natural Medicine, incredible pioneer dentist Dr. Gerald Smith, and of course Andrea Donsky, Professor George Grant, and so many others. You don't want to miss the National Conference of Traditional Healing featuring the Legends of Health on April 30th, May 1, 2, and 3. And you can get tickets over at eventbrite.com in the Toronto area. Just key into the search menu. Legends of Health, rated one of the best health conferences in the country in 2020. Do not miss it. Tickets are on sale right now for $197.50 as of the broadcast of this podcast, which is the middle of February 2020. Prices go up on March 1st at the full price, $295. So you can save about $100 on an all-access 4-day ticket if you hurry over to the Eventbrite portal and get your tickets for the National Conference of Traditional Healing. Let's dive into today's episode on Nutrition That Really Works, talking about Kaffir, and this is really one of my absolute favorite drinks. I absolutely love it. It's a delicious traditional morning drink in many countries such as India, and this simple drink is made with fresh yogurt, water, and spices. Often fruits may be blended in, such as one of Indians' natural favorites called mango-lassi. This favorite drink is so common that you can order it in almost any restaurant in India. The same drink can be made with homemade kefir instead of yogurt. Kefir is preferred since its unique Bulgarian bacterial culture is able to more completely digest the lactose in the milk. Lactose is indigestible by most Americans and by many other nationalities. Most lactose-intolerant individuals are able to easily digest fresh kefir. In addition, the kefir molecules are much smaller and therefore easier to absorb. Kefir also provides large amounts of naturally active probiotics, which are the good bacteria for the intestine, an important nutrient for the daily immune system protection, especially in today's infection-rampant society. It's very quick and easy to make. You can easily and quickly make kefir drinks or shakes. It only takes a couple of minutes. And you can make an unlimited variety of them. You just have to use your imagination. Kefir drinks can be made with a sweet taste or with a salty, non-sweet taste. If you add fruit for a bit of flavor, you can add salt, spices for a non-salt drink. It's a more common version of the non-sweet variety in Persian countries. Kefir drinks provide highly absorbable calcium and highly absorbable protein and excellent amounts of probiotic bacteria. And they're famous for helping to protect the body's bones, teeth, gums, and invigorate overall health. Kefir drinks help the body's temperature cool and well adjusted in hot weather and stronger in cold weather. Kefir drinks are excellent for children as well as adults. They can be a meal in by themselves. And in the morning, kefir is used by many cultures around the world. It's especially recommended for elderly because the nutrients are so easy to absorb and they help to prevent muscle wasting. You can also use kefir drinks in place of regular milk to use over things like cereal, whether it be hot or cold. You want to avoid most commercial milks, especially the high toxic pesticides and artificial hormones which may be found in some of the commercial milks. So you really want to try to make your own kefir, and it's essential that you make your own so that you can use it every single day and that you know the source of what you're making it from. It's fun, it's easy to make on your own as well. Make sure you use organic, non-toxic milks or yogurts when you're making your own kefir. So you definitely want to get a kefir kit, which contains the actual granulars of the kefir. You can also obtain a fresh yogurt-like culture called laban, spelled Laban. And you can usually find this from your local Middle Eastern restaurants that make fresh fermented milk drinks called aryan, spelled Aryan. You can ask for a sample without salt. The key to making great fermented drinks is a good, fresh culture, a live culture. So, in place of that, I'll use freeze-dried granulars of the Kaffir grains. So, what I like to do with it is very simple. The first thing is you have to take the grains and you put them into a little mesh bag. Now, you have to reconstitute the granulars a few times because the taste is so bitter. So I take the little bag, mesh bag of the granulars of the kefir, and I'll put it into my yogurt or milk culture. If you can find raw unpasteurized milk, well, that would be the ultimate. Now, you put it inside the little bag. You take your little bag of granules and you put it into your little sampler of milk. I usually do about 4 or 5 ounces of the milk. And I let it sit there overnight. And then I will rinse the grains off. And I may have to do this 3 or 4 times before the grains come to life. Now that the grains are ready to work, okay, then I'm ready to make my Kaffir. I take the granules, I put the little baggie of granules into my 6 to 8 ounces of milk, raw milk or yogurt, and I cover it and I let it sit in there overnight. Now the granules do their magic. And in the morning, there will be a little yellow layer of liquid sitting up on top of the milk or the yogurt. We affectionately call this the pee of the milk. We pour that off, and then I take the grains out, I rinse them, and then I wrap them in a plastic baggie, and I put it back into the refrigerator or back into the freezer. And then they're ready to use again and again. And every time you use them, they tend to get a little bit stronger in their flavor and a little bit more effectiveness in their potency. So, now you have to understand something else. You want to make sure that you're using non-toxic organic milk when you're making your kefir. So now, it's cheaper to make your own kefir than buying commercial pre-made sources. You can make a big batch of this kefir, and it keeps in the refrigerator for quite a long time. A good batch is good for about 10 to 14 days in average refrigerator temperatures. When your supply gets low, you just simply make another batch, and your children will absolutely love it. Now, the other interesting thing about kefir is it's also very easy to transport. I just put it into a glass jar with those screw-top lids, and it stays for a very, very long time. Now, the other thing I like doing with the Kaffir is I like to make a Kaffir shake. And my Kaffir shake is 50% of Kaffir, 50% purified water, and a good dollop of raw unpasteurized honey. And I shake it up, and it slowly dissolves. The honey will break down very slowly because, remember, the Kaffir is cold, so it's not like a hot liquid. It's a cold liquid, so it's going to take a little bit of time and quite a bit of shaking to get the honey to dissolve into this Kaffir and water mixture. Absolutely tastes great, gives me amazing energy and sustenance to allow me to go right through the entire morning. And if you're on any type of a fast, this is a wonderful drink to add to that equation. You're going to absolutely love it. Now, some of my favorite other recipes is taking a half a cup of the homemade Kaffir, half a cup of purified water, and then I'll put in my favorite whey protein blend. I'll put in a half a teaspoon of essential fatty acid oil, EFA oil, like sesame, flax, borage, or the Moroccan olive, and a little bit of my favorite greens powder, only about a half a teaspoon. And then some fresh fruit, like a half a cup of fresh blueberries, and even one fresh ripe banana. I'll put it into a blender and shake it up really, really well. If I need to sweeten it, I'll put in 1 or 2 teaspoons of natural unpasteurized raw honey, and it makes one of my absolute favorite shakes in the morning. You're going to absolutely love it. Another great recipe is a half a cup of the homemade Kaffir, half a cup purified water, again a half a teaspoon of the EFA oil, a little quarter teaspoon of the pink salt, that's the solar-dried sea salt from the Mediterranean with the solar-dried salt from the Hawaiian Islands with the pink alea clay in it, 1 teaspoon of nutritional yeast flakes, those are the good guys, and then some other spices, a little pinch of turmeric, a little pinch of oregano, a little pinch of black pepper, and just a tiny pinch of cayenne pepper to brighten the flavors. Put it into the blender for about 10 to 15 seconds until it's nice and smooth, and voila, you have one of the best good morning Kaffir drinks with a little bit of a creamy, nutty taste to it. You're going to absolutely love that guy. And last, the mango-lassi for a sweet taste. Half a cup of homemade kefir, half a cup of purified water, and a half a cup of fresh mango or the dried mango pieces that haven't been sulfonated at all. And if you have to reconstitute the dried mango, soak it in the water for about a half an hour beforehand so it's reconstituted and it's nice and plump and soft. Place it all into a blender, again, for about 10 to 30 seconds until it's nice and smooth. And boy, what a wonderful, wonderful sweet treat to have in the afternoon, usually after 2 or 3 o'clock when your body's reached maximum glycemic index. And you know what? That's when you'll be able to process those fruits, the sweeter fruits. So I hope you get a chance to try Kaffir, truly one of the great drinks around the world, and it gives you a lot of energy and a lot of sustenance, and definitely what I consider nutrition that really, really works here, folks. You're going to absolutely love it. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode talking about this amazing drink, Kaffir, and I hope you get a chance to try it. And of course, definitely come on out to one of our live events where we discuss nutrition that really works in more detail. So come on over to our Life Frequency classes happening March 2020, Tuesday nights in Markham, Ontario, Canada. Details at the Eventbrite ticket portal, and just key into the search menu in the Toronto area, Life Frequencies. And make sure you get tickets to one of the best health events in the country, and that is the National Conference of Traditional Healing on April 30th, May 1, 2, and 3, 2020, featuring the Legends of Health. Over 30 world-class international speakers will be descending on Toronto this spring. Don't miss it. Tickets at eventbrite.com, and just came to the search menu, Legends of Health. And tickets are on sale until March 1st, so take advantage of that. Until next time, I'm your nutrition expert, Brian Gangle from bgangel.com, wishing blessings to you all. And hey, like Hippocrates said, let's let food be thy medicine.